We'll now proceed with private member statements. Are there any statements? I call the member for Vaucluse.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. As Chair of the New South Wales Parliamentary Friends of Israel, Co-Chair of the New South Wales Government Jewish Multicultural Consultative Committee and the Member of Parliament proudly representing the electorate with the largest Jewish community in New South Wales, I wish today to acknowledge the important occasion of Israel's 64th Independence Day, which was celebrated on the 26th of April 2012. Yom HaHatzmaut, meaning Independence Day, is celebrated annually on the anniversary of the establishment of the State of Israel. It's a celebration of the renewal of the Jewish state in the land of Israel, the birthplace of the Jewish people. Yom HaHatzmaut is a national holiday in Israel. It's also celebrated by the Jewish community right around the world. And 64 years ago, on the 14th of May 1948, Israel proclaimed its independence and the new Jewish state, the State of Israel, was formally established. In 1948, there were just 80,000 people living in Israel. Today, the population stands at over 7.8 million, according to the Israel Central Bureau of Statistics. In 1948, there was only one city in Israel with more than 100,000 residents, Tel Aviv-Yafo. Today, 14 cities have more than 100,000 residents, and 6 of those cities have more than 200,000 residents. Israel is a recognised commercial intellectual powerhouse. It's also an economic innovator that we have a lot to learn from here in New South Wales. The day preceding Israel's Independence Day, Remembrance Day, is devoted to the memory of those who gave their lives for the achievement of Israel's independence and its continued existence. And on this day, the people of Israel remember and express gratitude to their sons and daughters who made the ultimate sacrifice with their lives. Having these 2 days together is intended to remind the people of the price paid for their precious independence. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's message this year reminded us of the link between those 2 days. He said, "It underscores the fact that our dear ones who fell in Israel's walls did not fall in vain. Thanks to them, the state rose. Thanks to them, the State of Israel will continue to develop and prosper. And thanks to them, the members of the younger generation will also be able to live their lives in security and tranquility." The people of Australia and Israel share a deep historical bond that maybe is not widely understood. At least 8 Jewish petty criminals were amongst those on the convict cargo on the First Fleet here into New South Wales. And so the Jewish people were amongst the first to arrive here, which meant that the community integrated into this state from that very first landing all those years ago. And our continued close relations remain strong because of a very active Jewish community here in Australia and the considerable people-to-people, industry, academic and cultural links we share. Australia formally established diplomatic relations with Israel in 1949. The Australian Embassy in Tel Aviv and the Israeli Embassy in Canberra both opened that same year, and Australia was amongst the first countries to vote in favour, or was the first country to vote in favour of the 1947 United Nations Partition Resolution. The recent turmoil in the Middle East has left Israel as the only true democracy in the region in a very difficult environment. And I first visited Israel when I was 23 years of age, which was a long time ago. I stayed just outside of Tel Aviv in Petah Tikva with an Israeli family, and I do vividly remember looking out from their apartment towards the West Bank and only then really appreciating how close some of the threats to the security of Israel were. First and foremost, Israel has the right to live in peace and security and to get on with the task of long-term economic development, as indeed peace and security should be extended to its neighbours. The cultural, spiritual and intellectual and professional life of communities across New South Wales, and indeed across Australia, is far richer because of the significant contribution the Jewish community offers in all aspects of our community. In my own electorate of Vaucluse, where the largest and most diverse Jewish community of New South Wales resides, I see their contribution daily. Again, I'd like to acknowledge the work of the community, including the work of the New South Wales Jewish Board of Deputies, the official elected representative body of the community, under the dedicated leadership of Chairman Yair Miller and the Chief Executive Officer Vic Aladev, who are well known to members of Parliament. I do believe the committee punches above its weight in terms of its broad contribution to community. It is an exemplar of a community in this regard. I do look forward to working alongside all of the members of the community in my role as member for Vaucluse, the chair of the New South Wales Parliamentary Friends of Israel, which was established just in March and launched by the Israeli ambassador, and as co-chair of the New South Wales Government Jewish Multicultural Consultative Committee. The re-establishment of the Consultative Committee is really important. Ultimately, Mr Speaker, Australia and New South Wales will stand together alongside democratic nations like Israel. We are close friends, we have a shared history and the same goals for a prosperous and safe future. Mazel tov to the Israeli and Jewish community. I commend my private member statement to the House.
The House will now proceed with discussion. So the House will now proceed with private member statements.